And global coronavirus death toll tops 1.2 million. Welcome back. The news in details. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi received on Monday a phone call from German Chancellor Angela Merkel via video conference. The talks tackled a number of regional and international issues of mutual concern, including the latest developments of the Libyan file and means of confronting extremist and terrorist ideologies. During the phone talks, President al-Sisi reviewed Egypt's constant strategic stance towards the Libyan issue, where he stressed the support for the current talks on all aspects in light of outcomes of the Berlin summit and the Cairo declaration, and asserted its keenness on boosting the ceasefire and holding elections. For her part, Merkel praised Egypt's vital role to reach a settlement for Libya's crisis and hailed President al-Sisi's efforts to foster the political process in Libya. She also hailed Egypt's role in enhancing security and stability in the region and Middle East and asserted Germany's keenness to continue cooperation and coordination with Egypt in this regard. The talks also focused on boosting cooperation and exchanging expertise between the two countries in the field of fighting coronavirus outbreak. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi followed up an urban development scheme for governorates across the country. President al-Sisi also instructed the establishment of more housing units in the main cities and governorates' capitals within the framework of the national program A House for Every Egyptian. This came during the President's meeting with Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and Ministers of Local Development and Housing, as well as the President's advisor for urban planning and the head of the Engineering Authority of the Armed Forces. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli stressed on Monday on the importance of citizens abiding by the precautionary measures against coronavirus to avoid decisions that have harsh economic impact on certain brackets. This came during a video conference meeting for the Supreme Committee for Managing the Coronavirus Crisis. The meeting came amid an increase in the daily reported cases in many countries worldwide. The Premier noted that some countries implemented full lockdown, adding that this should prompt us to abide by the precautionary measures to avoid reaching this stage of harsh decisions. Madbouli said that fines will be enforced for those who violate the rules of wearing face masks in transportation modes, malls, schools, universities and public places. The Prime Minister also said that funds were allocated for buying medical supplies needed in isolation hospitals and for at-home treatment protocols. Egyptians abroad start on Monday printing ballots for the parliamentary election vote. Egyptians abroad are to send their ballots via mail on the day scheduled for the voting in the second phase of the elections on the 4th, 5th and 6th of November. Meanwhile, the operation room for following up the voting process of Egyptians abroad started its work. Under the supervision of the Minister of Immigration and Egyptian Expatriates, Nabila Makram, the operation room is to answer questions of the voters. The operation room works in cooperation with the National Election Authority. Egyptians are to send their ballots by mail, embassies and consulates instead of voting in person as part of precautionary measures to curb the spread of the coronavirus during the voting process. In the second phase of the parliamentary elections, voters from 13 governorates are to cast their ballots. Foreign and irrigation ministers from Egypt, Sudan and Ethiopia started talks on how to resume negotiations on Ethiopia's dam. The talks are attended by legal and technical teams from the three countries, in addition to observers from the European Union and the African Union, as well as the United States. The talks cover the outcome of the foreign ministers' meeting on the 27th of October. During the meeting, the delegations reviewed proposals to resume negotiations. Egypt reiterated the importance of implementing the African Union's resolutions on reaching a legal binding agreement on the filling, operating the dam that fulfills the interests of the three countries and guarantees their water rights. The delegation agreed on holding a meeting on Monday for technical and legal experts. The recommendations are to be submitted to the ministers on Tuesday. The Ministry of Health reported on Sunday 181 new coronavirus infections. The statement also reported 12 new deaths, bringing the total number of fatalities to 6,278. The ministry added that the number of those who recovered rose to 99,555 people. Globally, more than 46.